this is sound like there's a religious kind of aspect to this, but I'm not preaching. I'm not, I don't want to separate church from state. But anyway, I want to tell you a story, and then Angie will kind of give you a little bit more. There's a gentleman by the name of Andy Stanley. In 1995, he founded a program called North Point Community Church, and it's now a little bit outside Atlanta. And he was the lead pastor there when he started the program in 95. And today, he has 6 campuses, over 32,000 people he'll see within his church within one day. In 2007, he started a program called Be Rich. And it came from a verse in the Bible from 1 Timothy chapter 6, I think it's verse 18. It says, be rich in good deeds and be generous and willing to share. So this is the 10th year anniversary that North Point has been doing the Be Rich program. And over those 10 years, there's been a number of churches that have joined with them. Last year, actually 2 years ago, the church that I go to, Bethel, and Karen and Angelique go there as well. It's Bethel Franklin Mills. They joined 3 years ago. And this year there's over 50 churches that are involved with the program. So the program, the philosophy of it is to give, serve, and love. So they try to do it right around Thanksgiving into Christmas. So one weekend they'll collect money, and they use that money. Every cent of that money goes to nonprofit organizations, and they donate to over 300 nonprofits over the past 10 years. The next week they'll collect canned goods and food for homeless people or people in need. The next week they will do volunteer hours, and then the last week it's random acts of kindness. So I just want to share. I just kind of jotted a couple numbers down. Over the past 10 years, they've collected over $23 million, and that $23 million went to over 300 nonprofits. We were one of the nonprofits back in 2014. Right, so in 2014, Pastor Rob actually came into this room and presented this and with a check for $8,000 as part of the Be Rich program. And that was the first year that Bethel was involved with the program. So they knew Angelique went to the school there. She knew she was a public school teacher. And the $8,000, every teacher in the building got a $150 check to do with whatever you wished. And they actually gave $1,000 to the Distant Dragons that year. So we were one of the nonprofits. Last year they kind of did the same thing. They gave the Dragons $2,000 last year. So that's the financial aspect. The food they've collected over 927,000 pounds of food over the past 10 years. It was 221,000 service hours within those churches. Last year was about 32 churches. This year it's up to 50. So those hours and this money doesn't even include this year's totals with the 50 churches. And it was over 106 random acts of kindness. So it was kind of a correlation because we've been doing the Dragons around here this is the 21st year. And random acts of kindness and community service were kind of big parts of that. So, we kind of felt blessed that we were part of that. So we're here today because they donated some more money, all right? So I think that kind of gave you an idea of what the program's about, all right? Pastor Rob, Bethel's been involved with it for 3 years. So he's kind of donating some more money to Distant. So we're just here to let you know about it. I'm not recruiting or anything like that. All right? So go ahead, Ange.
So Pastor Rob, he texted me and was like, "Come speak to me, Ange." And usually when he does that, I get really nervous because I get afraid he's going to have me stand on stage, and I don't want to stand on stage because I'm really shy.
No.
I am shy. So anyhow, he started telling me about a conversation he had with Mr. A at a Bible study group about about refugees and immigrants and what's happening in our communities at this time, and how Christ followers would help instead of pushing them away. So he asked, they were looking for an organization to donate money to, but he's kind of gotten a pushback on that. So he asked Mr. A if we had any refugees or immigrants in our school. Mr. A told him a little bit about Chan.
I'll pick it up from here, okay? So anyway, here, the church supports missionaries in the Middle East, specifically Syria and Iraq. And you guys watch the news, you know what's happening with Syrian refugees and things like that. We happen to have 6 kids in our building right now that came actually from Iraq and Syria originally. They kind of filtered through Turkey and different countries before they got here. But anyway, I talked to Yang about, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I says, look, And Yang, look, I've watched her over the years. She has a big heart. She puts money out of her own pocket, and she makes a difference with what she does around here with our kids. She really does. I mean, goes above and beyond all the time, you know, and a big heart. So anyway, talking to Pastor Rob, he's wanted to do something personally, you know, with these immigrants. And he's had a problem doing it. Like, you talk to the Department of Immigration, and they don't give you, you can't get any information. So when like we had this conversation, something clicked with him, and he says, you know, I'd like to do something. And I said, well, whatever you do, I'll do with you too, you know. So anyway, I asked Yang for the names, and she typed up a 5-page report. I mean,
Yeah, so it was really
broken
long.
down. You know, look, no
You
names,
read
but
it?
student
Yeah,
A,
they
student
sent it to
B,
me.
and we had 6 kids. You know, 2 of them were like brother sister out of the 6. And I sent it to Pastor Rob, and then, you know, Be Rich was already decided upon, all right? But he kind of felt so moved by what Yang was doing and how she does it and the work she's doing that he kind of put some money aside, you know, for her. So, did I explain it earlier?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So I gave Pastor Rob details. Jen comes in here and she fills lunch bags for some of our students who would just come with a piece of bread. So every day they get like a meal. And so we have a check. Shane, you come up. From Be Rich. This is from Be Rich, the church. This is personally from Pastor Rob and his family. This is personally from Mr. A and his family. And this is just a note from someone in the building.
So nice.
So this money is going to help you feed them, keep feeding them, and keep going. So Pastor Rob, when I learned about Be Rich the first year when it came to Bethel, and Pastor Rob told us we were getting money for the teachers here at school, we had a PD where I learned about the dragons. And I swear, like he said, he's talking about random acts of kindness and things like that. He said everything except that we teach them about Jesus also. And so I was under the table and I was texting Pastor Rob, like, there's this man, his name is Mr. A, he has this great program. And I have some flowers for Mr. A too. So Bethel is going to continue to help Mr. A with Be Rich. These are for you.
Thank you.
And
I didn't know
also-
about this part of it. I thought it was here for Yang.
And I also have a check for Mr. A and the Distant Dragons.
Yay.
Our
That's
hope
so nice.
is to see the entire first floor filled with Distant Dragons.
That's so nice. Congratulations.
Thanks for stopping by, folks.
Thanks for
That's-
coming.
Congratulations.
Being a part of it.
Nice.
I hope we inspire you to inspire others.
I love